the existence of aliens visiting this planet and religious philosophies of days gone by?
Yeah. That's just really starting to come about in the last 5 or 6 years. You got guys out there like L.A. Marzulli and a number of others that have their take on it, and you have different religious groups that have their take on it. You had the Catholic Church come out not long ago and say, yes, they do exist. But then there are the ones that reject it totally, when you talk to them about that or they bring up a question about it, it's almost they bring it up with a vengeance, like they're dealing with the devil. And many religions consider anything to do with UFOs to be the devil, or devil worship, or fallen angels. It's just so people have gotten so wide and vast with their ideas of what's going on that a lot of people really forgot that, first of all, you really need to find out what they are, what they're doing here, and then you can pretty much take it from there. But, a lot of people in ufology and abduction studies that actually take the information from the experiencers, the abductees, the people that send in these reports. The reports are getting are being sent in with much more clarity than they were before. First of all, people got better cameras. People are out there looking. There's a much younger group of investigators coming about, which is great. They're smart. A lot of them are college trained. A lot of them have degrees. One of my guys in Florida just graduated with his degree in forensics. So he'll be working with, I believe it's the Florida Highway Patrol. Yes, Florida Highway Patrol. But the investigators have changed too. Their way of thinking. I mean, they're more apt to see something and say, "Okay, it's a hoax. I can prove it's a hoax." They get the photograph, they take it apart, and they show you it's a hoax. So they don't linger like they used to for months and months and months on one story about, look at this, it's a mothership, and these are little scout ships, and these are baby ships, and these are pet ships, and whatever. Now they can debunk it pretty much within a matter of minutes. And that has helped a great deal. A lot of the hoax reports have fallen, not only in ufology, but cryptozoology and the paranormal. People are more apt to look at something, which they should be, if they're gonna do any of this. They should be a skeptical believer, not a believer and not a skeptic. Be a skeptical believer. Look at it, take it apart, see what you think it is. If you can come up with an answer, fine. If you can't, or you come up with an answer that's not good, that it's a hoax, be prepared to say that. Don't stand there and just say, well, I don't know what it is. And I see a lot of that done at conferences when they know outright it's a hoax. And it just makes everything worse, makes it slow things down, puts you into that realm of shadows and loneliness. You start getting feelings of rejection in your own den. But a lot of the groups that are out there right now are really doing their job, and they're the smaller groups, not the larger. Larger groups are pretty much data collection bases, and the smaller groups are out there, getting their feet dirty and in the mud and taking pictures and staying up all night looking at the sky and stuff like that, which is a far cry from what it was 10 years ago.
Butch, in your opinion, what is the most... Let me rephrase this question. We all know about Roswell, New Mexico. We've heard about the Kecksburg event, and Shag Harbor, and the well-known cases. But it seems within the last 5 years, nothing. How come? I
think people sit on things now. They're not too apt to get out there, and for the one reason being that the ridicule factor. They want to have all their ducks in a row. They want to have every information they have at their fingertips, so when they are questioned, they can say, sure, here it is. People, it's not hard or a long stretch back where people, they didn't believe Jesse Marcel.
Yeah.
Didn't believe Jesse Marcel Jr. They didn't believe the guys up at Shag Harbor. They didn't believe these guys. They didn't believe these guys. And some of the TV reality shows that were on about UFOs and stuff like that, they didn't help any. So, you would watch one of the reality shows on ufology, whichever one you wanted to pick, and you would be sitting there and with five people, and five people are going like, hoax, hoax, hoax. I know how they did this. They got it all planned. They got it all out. But the stuff that's going on, and there are some good cases out there right now. We're working on a case right now that has to do with MK Ultra. Now, MK Ultra stopped in 2008, and that was a mind control deal put on by the government.
The CIA, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The CIA,
NSA, they were all involved.
Yeah, and
FBI.
Sure, and it was Dr. Wilder Penfield who was the head of neurology of two associations, one in Canada and one in the U.S., who was in charge of it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And they were using microwaves, they were using radio waves, and they were using particle beam waves. They were using everything they could to control a subject or put a subject under their control. And we're involved now with a case in Pennsylvania, and when I first got the case and just started to look at it, I felt like, oh my goodness, listen to this. This guy read MK Ultra from page 1 to page 20.
Right.
And then he started showing pictures of where beams have hit the house, now either on purpose or by mistake. And when you see two perfectly round beams or spots, say, in the side of a house that are burned in, and this house is out in the country, and then the guy finds little boxes up in trees, now I'm getting a little nervous.
Sure.
So we've got the spot all, pretty much watched, cameras set up and everything else, and we get day-to-day readings, but this guy's taking radio frequency wave readings.
You and I have got to take a commercial break, but I just remembered it wasn't Wilder Penfield. It was Dr. Ewan Cameron, Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron, I believe, who was the guy responsible for MK Ultra up here in Canada at the Allen Memorial. Now we'll have to check that out. All right, stand by, Butch. You and I have to take our commercial break with the news. Exo Nation, Butch and I will be back on the other side of this news break. Whatever you do, don't go away. We'll be right back. Are you considering calling a psychic to read your situation? Then consider David Champion, a psychic medium for more than 20 years with thousands of readings under his belt. David Champion will make you feel comfortable. He has proven to be honest and accurate. He's a straight shooter. There's no guesswork. What he sees is what you get. While he is a medium, most of the calls focus on relationships, not only love, but work, school, neighbors, and more. Need help with finding a job and preparing for the interview? Are you dealing with people who are obstacles in your path? For more information, go to davidchampion.com, $1.50 per minute paid by credit card with a minimum of 30 minutes. For your reading with David Champion, call 1-877-702-8598. That's 1-877-702-8598. Now you can dial in to listen to the X-Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Joyce with Stargazing for the X-Zone for the week of April 28th. The sun will look like a ring of fire above some remote parts of the southern hemisphere on Tuesday during a solar eclipse, but most people around the world won't get a chance to see it. Whereas lunar eclipses occur when there's a full moon, the solar eclipse only happens during a new moon. Half the world saw the blood moon lunar eclipse during the full moon of April 15th. Tuesday's eclipse will occur when the moon is closest to its farthest distance from the Earth, making it too small to cover the sun completely. The resulting effect looks like a ring of fire called an annulus, and that appears as a silhouette around the moon. Remember, when there's a new moon, there's no moon at all. The worldly application of a Taurus solar eclipse is to help you get in touch with your core values. It blocks out personal ego desires to go right to what your inner spirit wants to manifest. The opportunity is to bring higher values and greater beauty into your life now. The new moon and solar eclipse on Tuesday may send the world into a mild tizzy. Watch North Korea and the Ukraine for major upsets with government. But you will get another opportunity to consolidate whatever advantages you have gained over the past few months. A Taurus new moon is excellent for putting practical effort into your needs and desires. Health and wellness options get a boost early in the week, perhaps prompting you to consider a new diet or exercise routine. There's also positive news on the work front, as changes can mean a boost in earnings or a promotion. If you've been applying for a new job, you may get some good news. Later, Venus glides into Aries, which brings romance and pleasure. Look, your love life is looking much livelier. Enjoy a few social outings. It might help take your mind off some more stressful matters. Perhaps you want to make some changes in your home, new furniture, paint, whatever. Whatever comes your way, you'll probably put a lot of energy into it, so focus and accomplish what you want. Because there's lots of planets in unmovable signs, Taurus and Scorpio, as May opens on Thursday, be careful of stubborn my way or the highway thinking. Warrior Mars is still retrograde until May 19th. Consider what is dead in your life and needs to be released. Know that your highest path is shown if you go into your inner self to seek direction. Continue with hard work early in the week, and then make time for a variety of fun as the month of April ends under a Gemini moon. Gemini wants to keep things on the move, talk to a lot of people, and does not get bogged down in any one thing. Enjoy May Day and the Kentucky Derby on Sunday. Time to plan for some summer fun.
And for more information on Elizabeth Joyce or to book a one-on-one private consultation, visit her website at www.new-visions.com. Butch Witkowski is my special guest this hour. Butch is with the UFO Research Center of Pennsylvania. Their website is www.uforcop.com. That's www.uforcop.com. And Butch, before we went to the commercial break, we were talking about MK Ultra. I remember last year, the year before, Roseanne Barr actually went before the international media saying that Hollywood is dominated by MK Ultra.
Yeah, and she might not be wrong either.
Yeah.
We, the more we dig into this, and we've just started. It's only, excuse me, it's only been maybe 6 months, and the stuff that we're finding is it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Why is the government allowing MK Ultra to continue after it's ruined so many lives?
Oh, I think they've continued on with many things. Just because they close a project down or change the name doesn't mean that the project has come to an end. It just took a different turn when things got a little too warm in one area, so they're moved it down the block a bit.
You know, if the U.S. government and other governments of the world are continuing to operate with nefarious projects like MK Ultra, even though, according to the public, the projects have been closed, is it possible that a lot of the unknown things, including some cases of alien abduction, are actually being perpetrated by government agencies here on Earth?
Oh yeah, there are many reports of people who say that, they were taken by people in a military type of uniform. They were taken to a military type of base, and they knew it was a military type of base because they'd served in the military or they grew up in the military as a child, and and then they just forget everything. Everything's forgotten. After that, they get to that point where somebody walks into a room to talk to them and they don't remember anything after that. Before that, they remember everything. They're driving along a road, they're pulled over by a Jeep or an unmarked car, guys in military uniforms get out, and they got guns, and, next thing you know, they're walking down a hallway or going through